It would be great if I knew how to type. If you need to, go granular. If you don't, please don't. And the reason why is because you call me then and you ask me to untangle it for you. I don't mind. This is how I make my livelihood, so it's fine. Just saying, bro. You do you, woo-boo. If you need some special customization, somebody can help you. We can also do that. Because otherwise people are going to think, what the heck is this? Am I being phished or scammed? Avoid the chaos of setting multiple brands in Zendesk with this best practice video. Dominic here, 12 years of experience. I'm sharing my secrets. Let's go. First of all, what is a brand? The most common use case that makes the most sense, to me at least, is when you have a business that sells in multiple countries. And maybe you've noticed the same business sells in Germany and sells in England and sells in the United States, and it has a different name, a different color, a different logo, different everything. Well, in that case, you need a brand for everyone. There's other ways to look at this. Some people have internal processes with one brand and then external processes with the other, meaning like external supports, one brand, and then internal support for their team is with another brand. There's various ways you can apply it, but these are the most common. So I'm going to give you some best practices from my 12 years of experience in no particular order whatsoever. So here we go. Define clear brand separation up front. As a general rule, try to keep everything as simple as possible. Less is more, meaning you don't have to duplicate every single setting that you have in Zendesk for the additional brand that you create. No, try to think about what is common, like for example, notifications, SLAs, macros, schedules, etc. And then on the other side, look at what is specifically for a brand. Some notifications need to go out for our customers in the US during this time of the day, for example, when it's night in Europe. And then there's help center content like knowledge-based articles. Like some articles are only good for one region, for the United States. For Germany, there's different kinds of legislation and there's different kinds of articles in our knowledge base. And then of course, email addresses. Each brand gets an email address. Now what you need to do is to have these written down from the beginning. Yes, boring, I know, but this is how successful companies are successful. They document the shit out of everything. Use naming conventions for assets. So use a prefix for automations and for macros. You can see my screen. I'm gonna go to the 4 squares. I'm going to go to objects and rules, and then I'll go to automations. And whenever you create an automation, you just put brand A like this within the whatever straight accolades. I don't know what these are called. Brand A, chase customers. It would be great if I knew how to type. Chassis, chase customers. Now let's go to macros. And then when you create a macro, you say create macro and you say brand A, double colon, and this immediately creates a category. While you're here in the agent workspace, you can go to contextual spaces and you can create a workspace to make sure that for people in brand A, they only see macros in brand A. You can also do the same for groups if you need to create special groups for each brand. In my personal expert opinion, I advise you to keep the groups as general as possible. And if it's support, then it supports all brands. If it's billing, it should be billing for all brands. If it's tech support, it should be for all brands. If you need to, go granular. If you don't, please don't. And the reason why is because you call me then and you ask me to untangle it for you. I don't mind. This is how I make my livelihood, so it's fine. Just saying, bro. You do you, woo-boo. Next tip is to isolate help center content and forms. Now, each brand might have specific content that is only tailored to this brand. Let's say brand A, which sells in the United States. Brand A has specific articles that abide by the legislation in the United States, and they should be part of this brand and no other brand. So should potentially ticket forms. In Zendesk, you can create a ticket form and you can make it apply just to a brand. Just fixate it to a brand and add custom fields in that form that are specific to this brand and to this business in the United States, which might have some custom fields that are only usable in this brand. In health centers, customize the experience. So I go here to 4 squares and I go to knowledge. That's how they call it right now. And look, in here, I can navigate through my brands and let's go to this one per se. So this is kind of the standard view from the Copenhagen theme. You can customize this experience to however you want. Get a theme from Zendesk or get it from Lotus themes. They all look great. If you need some special customization, somebody can help you. we can also do that. The customer's experience has to be consistent. So if you have a website and it's blue, then your help center has to be blue and has the same logo and same fonts and same experience. Because otherwise people are going to think, what the heck is this? Am I being phished or scammed? Not a good experience. Just make it seamless, make it good, make people feel safe with a consistent brand experience. Control notifications per brand. Now, I wouldn't create a notification for customers, for example, for each brand, not unless I need to. Why is this? Because if you have 5 brands, then let's say it's manageable that you create 5 notifications. But even that is a nightmare to go back and edit the text for these all the time. And if you add multi-language experience on top, then you're going to have a bad time. My advice is to use one trigger with liquid markup. Liquid markup is a language invented by Shopify that anybody can use as a framework. And this functions in a way of an if-then condition. So you can have in your trigger, one trigger of notification, you can have all the branding for all your different brands. Meaning, if a ticket comes in from brand A, you can create a condition within the code of the email template and say, if brand A writes, then show this template with blue and this logo and this font and blah. And if brand A writes, then use this other template with red, with this font and this size and blah, blah, blah. So this keeps it in one trigger. However, it's not without complications because you need a developer or you need medium skills for this. AI is not really great with the finer details. Like it can lose a comma or something and nothing will work. So this is optional if you want to keep things organized and under one roof. Otherwise, you can create a notification for each or just keep it as general as possible so you don't have any branding. But for customer experience sake, keep it consistent with your brand. If you have templates for your emails that you use in marketing, well, then bring those across. You need a consistent experience throughout all the customers' experience, before sales and after sales. While we're here, let's talk about signatures in your brand. So if you go here in accounts and then you go to brands and then you open up, let's say open this one, and then you manage the settings, you have here a branded signature. Go ahead and customize this one to whatever you want. This means that in here you would add agent signature. So this is a dynamic placeholder, and this just takes the agent signature that the agent puts in their profile. Now, I don't recommend this. I recommend you customize each of your brands with what is specific to that brand, like the phone number, like the address, etc. So each agent has some signature, customer service manager, but then you have here the specifics of this brand, which is address, phone. It'd probably be the other way around. Agent signature first, and then specific address of this brand, phone of this brand, and whatever else you need to add in here. And the next one is agent brand membership control. So what does this mean? This means that you can control which agent can have access to which brand. They are fixated to one brand and they can log in and just have access to that brand or two brands, and you avoid people's mixing of brands. I'm in the admin center and I go to people and I go to team members, and then I spot Dominic. I choose him and I say manage brand membership and add to brand. I'm going to add him to this brand and then save it up and it's done. Now, if you don't know, let me just go to a test ticket in here and just show you here on the top left, you see brands. This is where you change them from, right? So if you are an administrator, you have access to all of these. If you are an agent, I can restrict you to see only 2 or 3 or just 1. Customize your support email per brand. So as you know, in Zendesk, I'm going to go to channels and I will click talk and email. I'll click email. You get assigned an email address for each new brand you create. It's by default, it's support@thebrandname.zendesk.com. Now you should customize this with host mapping in your help center and with the proper email setup to set up DMARC, SPF, DKIM. This allows Zendesk to send emails on your behalf so you always have a consistent experience. There's a very good article about this, and it's this one. How do I start using my email in Zendesk? You need to set up, for example, the forwarding, and then you set up the SPF and DNS records to allow Zendesk to send on your behalf. By all means, look for this article. It's very good and it's going to help you set up your email in Zendesk so it has a consistent experience. So you remove .zendesk in it. You have support@yourbrand.com or .de, .be, whatever, bro. It gives a good experience for your customer, and you want that. The last tip is for reporting, but you're smart and you'll know that you can use a filter called brand to see exactly how your team is doing, or how the customer experience is doing for that matter, in each of these brands. So you go in here and you go to analytics, and then you go to in here in reports, and then you go new reports, and then you go support, tickets, star reports, and here it says metrics, you look for add, you need like tickets, apply, and then in here in the column, you can go ahead and just click add and say brand, ticket brand, apply, and then just filter out the ones that you want. And I just chose 2 different brands, and as you can see, I have a big old pie chart, and 94% of tickets belong to one brand, and then there's 2 other brands that have some tickets, but this is a test account. Now, these have been some best practices that I picked up through the years, and I hope they will be useful to you. If you need help with Zendesk, we are around. There's an email in the description of this video. Please share this with your friends that are less experienced, and give me a comment if you like to see some special content, or just because you want to say hi. Follow this YouTube channel if you like, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.